All right, welcome back for part three here, folks. I know part three, it's been a long haul, but we'll get through this pretty quick, I think. I hope. Asked to graph a function, and it looks like some familiar stuff here. The only thing that's weird is the basic graph is a log graph, right? And we don't have much familiarity with log graphs yet. But we do have familiarity with exponential functions, right? This is a basic graph from grade 11. So if we can somehow key in with our knowledge of exponential functions from grade 11 or from earlier this year, we should be able to graph this one. So I'm going to sort of put in this basic graph just this time, I think, and then later, probably, I'm hoping that you'll be able to graph the basic log functions without any help. Because once I can graph the basic log functions, well, then this is familiar, right? It's been moved left 2, and since this is outside of the log rule, this is a vertical expansion by factor 2. And so all the vertical distances are expanded by factor 2. Left 2. Nice job. There, rest all. Good work. Left 1. And so once I get used to the basics shape, then doing the transformed ones should be okay. So I'm going to go through real quick what we know about exponential functions. Remember, we start at the point 0, 1. And then it's 1 and the base, in this case 3, right? 1 and then the base, 3. And then I might be able to fit another point in there, but I don't really count on it because usually the base squared is getting to be a big number. This one's actually 9, which is up here somewhere, but I don't really care. What I do care about is there's a point over here that's a nice point, and it's -1 and the flip of the base, right? -1 and the flip of the base, 1/3, so 1/3, and that's how I get my basic exponential function, right? And I'm sort of thinking about that, but I'm hoping very soon you're going to be able to skip to the basic log function, because the basic log function are all these points just flipped, right? They're the points are switched around. That's what's behind this box. And I don't know if you have this copy of it or you have to copy this down, so you might need to pause. I don't know. I am going to spend the moments, though, just doing this exact same thing. Here's the graph of y equals 3 to the exponent x. So the graph of log base 3 has these points flipped. So here's this point, 1, 0, and then the base 1, and also 1 over the base, so 1/3, -1. Right, that's the point. 1 over the base, -1. All opposite points of this. Okay. And that gives us the same things that we saw in the 3-minute review as far as domain and range are concerned. Remember, the domain of this red one is x has got to be greater than 0. Range is all real numbers, etc., etc. And then these points are the important points that we want to put on our basic trig graph. So this isn't our final graph, but this is actually a new parent graph that we're going to be able to graph. So how do we do the transformations? Now it's the same old thing. Vertical expansion factor 2 is all vertical distances have to double. So this distance was 1, and now, or -1 rather, it doubles to there. This one stays put because it's 0 units away from the x-axis, and it stays 0. It was 1 unit, it doubles. So the next graph looks something like that. Not the final graph yet. And notice I'm showing my nice obvious points with little x's. You could draw big fat dots if you want. And notice the domain and range haven't changed there, but it will when I move left one. So the final graph is to move this thing left one. What color? I'm going to use black to finish things off here. And I'm going to move all of these points, and I'm going to move my asymptote, my vertical asymptote, left one. There it is. Okay, and I'm going to change it so it looks like it's dotted, so it doesn't look like another axis. Dotted. And that's the new vertical asymptote. And so I move everything left one, all these nice important points left one, left one, left one, and I get my final graph. Easy peasy. In fact, once we can graph the red one, the rest should be review for us. It will take a little practice for you to draw the basic log graphs, but not so bad. All right, that's it. Finally, third video done. A lot of information. Most of this looks like a ton of homework, but it's a lot of fast stuff. Without me talking, you'll be able to get through it. One thing I want to remind you of, in case you didn't, there was some preview, some review and preview. There was a sheet called Inverses Review, and then also some stuff from the textbook that was some exponent review. Now, where was it? Where was that? It was page 446. So it is quite a bit, but I think it's easy. I think you'll take a shine. You'll take a shine to the logarithms, and that's it.